As a card gamer, I spend a lot of time reading the effects on cards. When games have 10 to 20,000 different cards, some of them are going to be stronger. This Swords of Revealing Light is probably going to be way better than this normal monster. So some cards are going to be better than others, but what happens when a card is powerful enough to become impossible to win without? How about when a card doesn't do what the game designers intended? What happens if there's an error within the printing? This video is going to be a deep dive into what options game developers have when they have a card that needs to be adjusted. An errata, by definition, is a list of errors in a printed work discovered after printing and shown with corrections. In card games, this means to change the text on the cards and update how the card interacts with the game and how the game interacts with it. That could be with a whole different name, that could be with a different effect, that could be with a different attack. They could change anything and everything. And there would be a few reasons why a game developer would want to errata a card or cards. Pokemon's tools are a good example of a game's fundamentals changing, making an errata necessary. What this means is they made Pokemon Tool its own card type, so cards that were able to search items are no longer able to search tools like they were before the errata. In Lorcana, Bucky's Squirrel Squeak Tutor is their first errata and is an example of a card being more powerful than the game developers intended. They increased the cost to play it, they took a keyword ability away, and they changed his text box to preserve a fun experience. I'm surprised they also didn't change his attack and what he quests for. I will cut him a little slack though, because look at the flavor text. I'm just gonna guess that they got their effect actually from a squirrel, and they actually just got it wrong. Bucky's errata happened before the card was officially released, but that's not always the case. One Piece, Digimon, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Have a laundry list of cards that have to be errated because they were originally printed in Japan and they were translated to English, so there was a printing error that happened in translation. Looking at Magic the Gathering's Wheel of Potential, the card had an error that would change how you would play the card, and if you would play it how it's worded, it would be an almost guaranteed auto win. Now, obviously, judges would not let you do it as it's worded. They would play it as it's supposed to be intended. However, as you can see, it's been updated and corrected. Also, I think Magic has the best way to display erratas, having an official database of cards, rulings, and how the card's printed text is and how it's different from its current errata, which is very important because specific cards in Magic can't be reprinted. So it's decided that they're going to change the effect on the card. What happens? What are they going to do? In rare cases, games will announce to ship the old cards in a box back to us, and we will ship you a replacement. In most cases, it's deemed that it's not possible to collect all the wrong copies of a card and replace them, so most of the time, really nothing. A simple update on a website is what happened in the case of Wheel of Potential, with plans to reprint the card in a future set with the corrected text. If a player has an old version of a card, it's up to the player to know the correct text and to play it correctly if they're at an event. As a parting thought for erratas, here's the most errata trading card to date, Necro Valley. A ban list is a list of cards that have been removed from play and cannot be played in a specific format, and a format is a specific rule set and a card pool for a game. I'll go over an easy example of both of those real quick. Ban lists are used as routine checkups in emergency situations to make sure the game is healthy, meaning the players are enjoying the gameplay. Like doctor visits, they can be scheduled, pseudo-scheduled, or only when a specific card or deck is causing a problem. Pokemon's standard format rotates old cards out of play, so while they don't have any cards on the ban list for standard, the old cards from years ago are banned so that new cards can shine. Pokemon's expanded format, a player can use any card from 2011 on, but must look through a ban list while building their deck, so not include any of the cards from the list. This was the last card banned for Pokemon's expanded format, and the cards before that were like 2020, but from what I understand, nobody really plays Pokemon's expanded format. Games such as One Piece, Magic, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Use a ban list as a waiting list before the game can handle the power of a certain card, or can be a functional grave for cards that are unhealthy that will be forever too strong for the game. Flesh and Blood uses a ban list as well as a living legend list, acting as a hero leaderboard. Once a hero collects 1,000 points on the leaderboard, they retire or are banned from the format. The time it takes for a card to get banned can vary. Some cards see play for a long time before getting banned, sometimes cards get banned right away. An example of a card not getting to see play is Cranial Ram in Magic's Pauper format, and Lutri the Spell Chaser in Commander. When the cards are working as intended, but developers are not sure how hard they should be on the ban list, they wait for tournament results to test the strength of specific decks and prove that it's really a problem. Flesh and Blood National Season was terrorized by Zen, a new hero from Part the Mistvale, winning a Crouching Tiger's share of the national events and collecting over half the points needed to hit the Living Legend threshold. After the Canadian Nationals, where we had 6 of 8 Zens in top 8, leading to a Zen versus Zen finals, we got a ban list hours later that night. Since the ban list, I feel like the playing field has opened up a little bit, but Zen still shines through and it's kind of tough to beat. And Assassin is proving it might be a problem as well. Yu-Gi-Oh! Players received Fiendsmith Infinite Forbidden and a cryptic message on Facebook, leading to both US Nationals and EU Nationals being dominated by Fiendsmith variants, taking most of top cut of YCS Sacramento, and won a couple regionals the following weekend, and is likely to win the LA regional, but with a 40-person Hawaii regional, anything can happen. Please win with Grenmaju, please win with Grenmaju, it'd be funny. Since this time, the players have waited. Then Digimon got a ban list. Then One Piece got a ban list. Then Magic got a ban list. Then Hearthstone got a patch update, which is kind of a ban list. And the Yu-Gi-Oh! Players wait. And wait. And I'm not sure if this is waiting, but according to this YouTube comments section, they should be updating the ban list today. So in whole, erratas are bad, unless they're translation errors, but translation errors shouldn't be happening with multi-billion-dollar companies. If you're errataing cards before they come out, that just shows that you didn't test them, or that you got them from a computer. What computer-generated card do you think will be banned next? Leave that in the comment section down below.